So you have all the answers.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I'm not telling them, but yes, I do.
Okay.
You have to tell us since we don't know anything about the show, so you can't use the no spoiler rule.
Yeah. That's what I'm about to say. Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah.
Tell us on the pilot.
Pilot is there's a plane crash. It initially seems like there's no survivors, and then they find this 10-year-old girl, and she has no memory. And Allison Tolman plays a police chief in the small town in Long Island. And then she figures out that somebody's after this girl, and they try and grab her from the hospital. So Allison just takes her home with her, like, to protect her. And then it's all about who is this kid, where did she come from, who's after her, and what is special. There's something special about this kid that we don't know yet. But really, it's part conspiracy thriller and part family, because she just sort of absorbs her into her family, and that is based on a real story of a woman that my husband used to work with, whose mom was a cop, and basically I just sort of took her in and adopted her, just a matter of practicality. And
Was she 80?
no. Right.
And so give us you gave us the summary of the show, but give us the high level, like why should we invest our time in? What are the key elements that's going to excite us?
You know what? Tonally, our touchstones were Spielberg of the movies we grew up as kids. So Close Encounters, E.T., where there was a little bit of magic. There's this
it's
family.
our world, but there's one magical thing.
And so we wanted to share that experience with our kids because I'll be honest with you, I have a 14-year-old and a 11-year-old, and I'm always looking for something that I can watch with them. And that was what Agent Carter was for me. Things that kind of like, it was exciting and fun, and in this show a little scary, and kind of wanted to extend that experience with them. And so I hope that that's what we deliver week to week on the show, is something that you can watch with a family, but it's got a little scary. It's got
and Allison Tolman.
Yeah, I mean,
you need any other reason to watch.
In terms of the girl, is it who she knows, or is it something like a Stranger Things, or something inside her?
There's definitely something special about her.
Okay.
There is definitely, definitely has a sci-fi element to it.
Okay.
In the trailer, the big bad's kind of mysterious. Is that going to stay a mystery for most of the season, or will we find out pretty early on?
We will develop that throughout the season, but the fact is, we will give you answers. We will definitely.
And we'll give you answers early.
Yeah.
I don't think I get frustrated watching a show where you feel like you figured it out and the show just doesn't want to tell you yet. So we're going to give answers early, but even the answers you have aren't the whole answer.
My question is, you guys have such a large cast, and you basically have only described two characters. What's the rest of your cast?
Well, it's a family. So the fact is, Clancy Brown plays Allison Tolman's father. He is living with the family. He's also recovering from cancer. So there's that kind of multi-generational element.
Donald Faison is recently divorced from Allison Tolman's character, and they're still trying to figure out how to be divorced, and aren't always able to. I like keeping it in that messy area.
They have a daughter, Mia, who they both love, and is super excited when this little girl comes into their lives, because she's embraces her as part of the family. So that's the family element of it. And then we have Benny Gallagher, who's played by Owain, who is sort of this mysterious guy who is there investigating the plane crash. And then we also have the character of Chris, who is a deputy who works for, or a police officer that works for. So that's sort of, it is a large cast, but the family is the core, and then her being a police officer and how that touches the mystery is also part of it. Mm-hmm. So we will be jumping in between those storylines.
So what's one of the things you're most excited for audiences to see with this series? Is there something that stands out that you'll get, can't wait for this, without giving too much away, obviously?
We want to have it blend genres, so there's hopefully tense action sequences and sweet emotional moments. And I mean, I don't know. I love so many different things.
I think there's something for everyone. I think if you don't like sci-fi, if you're a person who doesn't normally like sci-fi, there's a lot of other elements in the show that you could live into. If you feel like you only like sci-fi and don't really like family drama or something, it's like I feel like there's a lot here that would appeal to a lot of different people without feeling like trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator. It's like it's specific. I think I love Allison and Donald in scenes together. I love Allison and Clancy. I mean, it's the cast is great.
And they're not the cast you see on every show. They're unique, and I feel like that they feel real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
It's cool to see the
Good.
family. Like,
glad.
there's plenty of mystery shows out there,
Yeah.
but it's great to have that family element to kind of keep it grounded.
Yeah.
Thank you.